How you doing? It's boy, just after Christmas in Montana, and it's pretty cold outside. So it's time to stock up our flies. The fly I'm going to be tying today is a spin-off of the Mercer Micro Mayfly, and I use this a lot during the PMDs and sometimes the blue-winged olives around here in southwest Montana. It's kind of become a confidence fly for me. Tying this in a size 16 Umpqua 105. It's a 1x short shank with a 2mm bead, tungsten bead, to really drop this one down. It's usually a little bit of an oversized bead too, which I think was designed into his pattern to get it to sink real fast. So anyway, this fly, instead of actually using for the abdomen to strip a peacock quill and the time that takes, what I found is that just using a simple thread body is just as effective, much faster to tie. So that's one of my alterations that I have come up with that just makes sense, and it catches fish, which is ultimately, it's nice for to look nice, but if it catches fish and it looks nice, even better. So I'm just going to get the tail back to the bend of the hook, get it sized right, and I'm going to put on an extra small UTC silver wire. I don't know if that's going to focus enough for me there. And I'm using for a thread, I'm just using a 6/0. I think it's a 6/0. Oh, this one's a camel color. Probably, I'll say, a pheasant tail color. This is a lot like a pheasant tail, really. Just covering up all that wire. Pop the tail feathers off there, and we're just going to wrap the wire up. So it's pretty simple. Pretty simple fly. And sometimes you'll see PMD nymphs with like a trigger spot on it where it's got a yellow hatching back, and what I use for that, instead of putting dubbing on there for this pattern, is I just switch it up a little bit, and I'm using a Vivus Gold in medium. Give it that PMD hatching back. All right. And the other thing that I do is I take some piece of turkey feather, and I make sure that the tip that I'm going to be using is pretty thin. The closer you get to the stem, the thicker it gets, and it just makes it a little bit more difficult to finish your fly off. So at this point, I'm going to take my 6/0, and I'm just going to switch to a 16/0 actually. And what I've done is I've taken a color, and this is Vivus 16/0, and the color matches what I'm using for the dubbing, so that it kind of finishes the fly a little bit better. So we're going to pop some dubbing in here, and less is more. It's always hard to take this stuff off. Hopefully I didn't go too much there. Just about right. All right. And the other substitute that I've taken is basically using some Antron hair for the legs. And you don't need a lot. I think less is more on this one too. You probably only need like, I don't know, 6 strands for these legs. But the reason I like it is I'm just being lazy, but the pheasant tail fibers sometimes can be a little bit tough when you get to the small sizes. I've done plenty of them that way, and I've tied them this way, and I think there's no difference in fish catching, but there certainly is just an ease to dealing with it. So I'm just going to pull the wing case over right against the bead, bring my gold flash over next, and then we're going to throw some glue on it, pull those back and put a few wraps right in there. Tie it down a little bit. Get that as close as we can. This is going to lock in nice once we get the UV resin in there. And again, that matches the. I'm going to throw second. Sometimes I'll throw a second whip finish. I will put some glue on it as well, but just to make sure. Alright. Alright, gonna give it some glue, and we're just about done. So, not a bad fly. Super, in terms of tying it, I'm saying. It's an awesome fly to fish. Sinks like a rock, and really matches the bugs out here in Montana. I'm using Clear Cure goo, if I can say it, tack-free. And it's just a little bit thicker. I'll find my, there it is. Hit it with the light, nice and hard. And then the rest of the thread wraps, I usually try to give it a little bit of Sally Hansen. Just to make sure it's rock solid. That is it. That is my quicker version of the micro. And this bug works. I'll just give you a quick little view of it from the top. Underneath. That's it. Really good bug in Montana.